What's going on, guys? So I get people from time to time, because of my astrotheology and my presentation that I do. They go, "Oh, so well, you hate religion?" And I go, "Yeah." And they go, "Do you hate God? Do you hate the Bible?" So I figured I'd talk about that real quick and break it down. We know what God is. God is everything. Nothing exists outside the infinite. Okay? All the characteristic attributed to God. Okay? You're forgetting all the rest. Okay? In Isaiah 45:7, God says, "I, the Lord, create the light and the darkness. I create the good and the evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." And that's true. And people aren't ready to have that conversation. They want to attribute God as a all-righteous, all-perfect being and just get rid of the rest. But as far as the Bible goes, the Bible is the most beautifully intricate, deep book that has ever been written. It is made up of a whole bunch of esoteric sciences. For example, metaphysics. Just to give you an example of metaphysics, you have Jesus Christ walking on water. Okay? In astrotheology, the sun also walks on water. Okay? Christ is Christos in Greek. Christos means the anointed, the oil. Okay? Oil also, if you pour it on water, walks on water. So it's a triple entendre, just that one thing. Okay? It's also esoteric. And we can get into that later. It's also mythology. For example, Saturn is Satan. And Noah's Ark story goes back to the Sumerians. Okay? It's also spiritual. Okay? It's also alchemical. I made mention before that Jesus is always wearing the red and the white robe. Well, in alchemy, the red is Mercury, the red king, and sulfur is the white queen. Okay? It's a mixture of the two. Okay? It's very deep. It's known as the alchemical wedding. Okay? It's also anatomical, the Bible. For example, Jesus dies at 33. You have the number 33. Now, modern day conspiracy theorists will say that the number 33 is it's a number that the elites keep throwing out at us just to let them know that it's part of it's an Illuminati number, and it's not. You have the 33 bones of the spine. Okay? We have the 12 disciples. You have the 12 cranial nerves. Okay, Jesus is crucified in Golgotha, which is the place of the skull. It's where the two hemispheres meet, the pineal gland. That's the resurrection. It's also astrological, which just go through my channel. You'll see all of that stuff. Okay, it's also an etymology book. Okay, for example, Solomon. Solomon, his name in Hebrew is Shlomo, but they call him Solomon, okay, in modern days. Okay, Solomon is a combination of three words for the sun. Okay, this is astrotheological. Solomon is Sol, which is the sun in Latin. Om, which is the word Om, okay, referenced in the Upanishads. And On, which was the Greek city of light, Heliopolis. That's why when you go into a bedroom, you have to turn the lights on to become enlightened with light. Okay? Bethlehem is a combination of two Hebrew words etymologically. Bet means house, and lechem means bread. Well, the house of bread. In Micah 5:2, he predicts that the Savior will come from Bethlehem. Okay? Well, the house of bread is Virgo, the lady with the wheat stalk. So the Savior will come from a virgin. That's how it's embedded in there. It's also a numerology book. I mentioned the 12, or the 30. Okay? Jesus starts his ministry at 30. Okay? Jesus starts his ministry at 30. Genesis 32:30 starts the passage about Jacob and the pineal gland. For he saw the place Peniel, and he was spared, for he saw God face to face. Ezekiel was 30 when he had his visual of God. 30 is the return of Saturn. Okay? Saturn comes back at 30, which is actually when I started deep diving into astrotheology and realizing that's what I wanted to teach. Okay? The Bible is the most absurdly deep book that has ever been written. Okay? It's magical. Okay? It is the reason that I dislike, and I strongly dislike religions, is because their premise is that they separate God from us and make him someone to fear, and then suddenly you're in a fear-based system, so you have to act right. That's not how you get people to act right. That's how you keep people in line, okay? You give them the truth, they will act right, okay? The Bible is not literal, it's not historical, and it's not even original, okay? So that's my take on the Bible. That's my take on God. And that's basically it. You're talking about 9 metaphysics that I just mentioned that the Bible is. Each one of these, okay, I've been just doing the astrological for going on 11 years now, okay? Come a long way with it. I've taught a lot of people the astrotheology that I've learned, that I've come up with from understanding. And the thing about that is that it took me 11 years to get to where I am now. Each one of those sciences that I mentioned, the other 8, will take just as long for you to understand the Bible. It is more than you can learn in a lifetime, okay? And it is meant to humble you, okay? Now, I can't possibly study all those metaphysics and esotericism and spirituality and the alchemy and the anatomical, all that stuff. I can't possibly do that and come up with something, but I'm putting together a team of people who are experts at one of those. And we're going to take a passage, okay? Not a passage, but maybe we'll do like the book of Matthew, since I've already done it. We'll take the book of Matthew and we will break it down. So thanks for listening, guys.